What should you upgrade, your camera body or your camera lens? And the answer, it really depends. What are you shooting? What is gonna elevate your style the most? What you want to shoot will dictate what you should purchase, whether that's the camera body or the camera lens you need to upgrade. Are you wanting to capture more outdoor and wildlife, or are you wanting to capture more portraits? These things are all things to consider when you're thinking about upgrading a new body or a new camera lens. In my personal opinion, lenses are what's gonna really show your visual style in an image. So picking up a really good high quality lens is crucial to making your image quality look a lot better. For example, this 24-70, it's got an aperture of 2.8, and that's pretty shallow. That's great for capturing portraits. That's great for capturing some astro. That's great for capturing just a huge range of low light settings that you're probably gonna be in when you're shooting. Another thing to consider is the bokeh of the lens. You know, that's the blurred out part of the image, and that creates a totally different look on different images. So for example, for a short film that I worked on earlier this year, we rented some nice lenses. These were the Deizo lenses that we rented, and overall I was really happy with the look. So let's talk about the focal length or the focal range. If you're capturing a lot of wildlife, for example, you're probably going to want a lens that can zoom in pretty far. Right here, I've got the 70-200, and this is the f4 version. Overall, I'm pretty happy with it. There's some great things about the f4 that I like more than the 2.8. Mainly the f4 is a little bit smaller, and this is a great lens to show some compression in your image. And what is compression? Compression is when you pull that background up to your foreground. And that's how you get that really cool, unique look, is from having a telephoto lens that can compress your image together. So that's just another important look if you're going for that style. Having a telephoto lens is really gonna help create that image. Another thing to consider about lenses is just the size and the functionality of them. I picked up this 35mm 1.8 lens, and overall, it's been amazing. Sometimes it's nice to have a smaller lens like this because you don't necessarily want a ton of attention drawn to yourself when you're shooting, or you don't want to have a big lens right in your subject's face if they're not super comfortable in front of the lens. So having a smaller lens like this definitely has its time and place, and in particular, I love this little 35 1.8 because it has such a shallow depth of field. That's gonna let in a lot of light, and what that does is it produces an image where your background is really, really blurry, and that's gonna make your subject really pop, which just makes your overall image look more intentional. It makes it look like you know what you're doing when you're shooting, you know, someone and they're popping off the background because the background is so blurry. So your depth of field or your aperture is gonna play a huge look in how your image actually looks in terms of what's blurry and what's in focus. So what will make your images look better? Is it a new camera body or is it a new lens? And the answer, it really depends. Is it getting a new camera body that you're going to be able to shoot more continuous images with, or map custom buttons so you're quicker in the field? Or is it getting a newer lens, a better lens that has a longer focal range and is going to allow you to capture something at a more telephoto angle or get that nice compression? And that all just goes back to thinking about what it is that's going to make your photos look better. Thanks so much for dropping by today and watching the video. If you have any questions or have any other video ideas you'd love to see, just go ahead and leave me a comment and I'll get back to you.